a song. I got the bomb, I got the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, bomb. I put the E, put the hour, more baba, more you, Mavital, why says, as a ease, as a hour, mang hour, goldi, goldaso, iso,
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Marianas. It's Thursday. It's 7:30. And we are loving us some Parker Yo Way this morning. Great to see all of you guys out there. Thanks for tuning in. Whether you're on the Good Morning Marianas page, the NMI News Service page, the YouTube channel, you could be anywhere around, and we're just happy that you're here as we give you our first look at traffic right now. That is Beach Road and Oleai. Look, oh, somebody's getting pulled over. Yeah, somebody's getting pulled. I gotta tell you, we had another bird day today. That's right. We had a bird fly right in. Ooh. Uh-oh. The police are pulling someone over right now. What is going on?
Don't feel like picking up the phone, so leave a message.
I wonder if I should just put the camera on out there for you so you guys can watch this. All right, but let's get us started a little bit here. It is, we are getting rolling this morning. And the police are getting rolling. Oh, wait, that's the wrong button. You don't want that. You want this one. Maybe I want this one. Anyway, good morning, everybody. It is wild watching everything that's gone on this morning. A little bit later of a start, but, you know, it's funny because there's so much happening here. We got a guest coming in studio that we're really excited about. She'll be here in an hour. We've also got a bird that flew into the window. Again, same kind of bird. I hope it's not the same bird, but he definitely looks like, see, you can see, look over my shoulder over here. Those are the police. Woo. Whoop, whoop, but that's the sound of the police. Yeah, so they just pulled in, and I wonder, man, I hope it's not another case of somebody doing bad stuff over there, taking advantage of our good friends at the Shack. I mean, that's my favorite place to go. And, man, there's just some creeps that do bad stuff to that place. Anyway, let's move on. But so between the birds, the police, and the news, and rocking with a little bit of Parker, like, it's a good start, though. It is a good start. It's 77 degrees outside today. Can you believe it? 77 degrees at 7:30, and it's humidity's at 82%. So it still feels cool out there, but that humidity is going to burn off throughout the day as well. We still have a high surf advisory going all the way till 4 o'clock today. Excuse me, and also have a rip current statement until 4 o'clock this afternoon as well. So be careful, guys. If you're going out there on the water, especially on east-facing exposures, don't get swept out. That doesn't mean you're safe over here on the west side either. It means if you're going over there by Sugar Dock, you know, you don't want to get caught up in that current. You can't beat it. Don't fight it. Just try to swim parallel to the shore, wave, call, somebody's going to help you, right? That's the best way to do it. You cannot beat the rip current. You can't do it. Hey, good morning, everybody. Great to see all of you guys. April, thanks for tuning in. Great to see you this morning. Louisa, man, I know, right? The bad boys. What you gonna do? Now, I know. Tobak, good to see you this morning, my man. John William, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back today. Great to see you. Bobby Torres, buenos dias todos. Great, buenos dias to you, too. It's great to see you. Hey, Freddie, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Ina, thank you for calling us, or popping in this morning as well. Great to see all of you guys with us this morning. Freddie's got a big weekend coming up. That's right. It's Pika Fest in Tinian. Pika Fest. Yes, there's so much going on for Pika Fest, and you can get there in so many different ways. We talked about this yesterday. If you look in the variety, they've got the press release that we put out yesterday during the show to talk about the different ways to get there and the events that are happening. They got boat deals, boat charters, and they've got, of course, Star Marianas as well. It's $50 to get there one way on a boat, or $55 on a plane. I'm going to spend the extra $5. But the boat, if you're fishing and you can get some of that fish while you're going over there, all right, I would do that. Difference is, though, that round trip on the boat, if you book your round trip passage, it's $80 all said and done. So there is a cheaper way to get there, and it's available. And now it's all working between the boat operators and the mayor's office, Marianas Variety, and the event coordinator. So it's Pika Fest. Everything gets started tomorrow. It does. They do have a little bit that gets going tomorrow. And then, so tomorrow night's going to be wild. And then Saturday during the day, they need time to recover from their Friday night, and then it's all on. And trust me, you definitely, if you have the means and you want to have some fun, it's the greatest festival. You will love it going to Tinian and celebrating over there. The mayor's office, you know, it's the mayor's office, the delegation, MVA, everybody works together to make that a great event. The whole community comes out and makes it a great event. My God, the food is worth it. It is so good. I wish you guys a great weekend. And the events are hilarious. They're so good. They are so good. There's so much fun to have over there. Hey, and we'll give you all the contact information for everybody. But really, if you want to get over there, there's a whole bunch of phone numbers and everything that you can call. Here's what's going on. Starting tomorrow, they're going to have the official ceremony at 6:30. You'll see a bunch of people mulling around and getting ready, cooking and everything before that happens. And then they're going to have the dancers are going to get going. They're going to have...
Just getting started here.
Yeah. All right. Well, here, let's do this. Let me get ready. Boom, boom, boom. Turn that part off. And get you back to those events. So, starting tomorrow, they're going to have entertainment that's going to include the dancers. They got cultural dancers at 7. They've got they got the music going all night long. They've got the anti-tobacco dancers. I never heard of them, but that's basically got to be sponsored by like one of the NCD groups, right? More Tinian cultural dancers. They got the JC Blackbird Band and JJ Uggan. He's going to be playing as well. And then the day after, they're going to have all kinds of games like the Pika 5K run, a Cotton Pika cooking contest, and that's judged by the eating, which is awesome. Also, there's going to be all kinds of things like the cornhole game. The competition is going to happen at 3 o'clock. They're going to have the award ceremony for the 5K in the afternoon. They're going to have the Umang race is back. That's right, the hermit crabs. The kids catch hermit crabs. They put them on the board, and they have their own lanes so they don't fight with each other or knock each other off. And whoever hermit crab makes it to the end is the winner. Yep, they have an Umang race. That is the best. No, they don't get kids from Koblerville. It's not those kind of Umangs. All right. Then they have Little Miss and Little Mr. Pika contest. I'm not sure exactly if that means they're going to be singing, performing, but either way, it sounds like it's going to be fun for the kids. JC Cafe is going to have the burger eating contest. Then there's going to be a hot pepper eating contest. The Marantha Cultural Mission Dancers from South Korea. That'll be pretty cool. The Unifil Folk Dancers at 6:30. There's a cha-cha dance contest. I mean, I'm guaranteed I'm going to win. I'm at least second place. At least second place if I get in there. Joe Guam is coming out. He's going to be performing. He is good, man. He is really good. I saw him perform at the ITNE Christmas party. Guy is great. And Tot Salapeo and JJ Uggan. Oh, they're going to be going on Saturday night also, so it's going to be great. Food Vendor is going to be open up as early as 10 a.m., so you can get your first bet of hangover food ready to go. And you can sign up for all the things. Again, it's going to be a lot of fun. It is Pika Fest, and it celebrates all of the great activities that they have over there, and you don't want to miss out. They've got a lot of prizes. They've got money. And again, the whole island of Tinian comes out and organizes this thing, and it is a great event. If you haven't been there, you haven't experienced Tinian for real yet. Hey, oh my gosh, there he is, Froilan. Man, go Blue Jays indeed. The Blue Jays last night, Saipan Masters League, ended up knocking off the Marlins. A great game, 15-0. They ended up doing the mercy rule in the 4th inning. And why was it 15-0? Because Kevin Capileo pitching like a man possessed for the Blue Jays. He ended up he allowed just 6, he got 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. And we were talking with Shine Tenorio from the Marlins afterwards. He's like, man, if that guy's pitching like that through all the playoffs, look out, because his stuff might not be as fast as when he was in his prime, but man, it's fast and it is accurate. He had the curve working, but when we interviewed him last night, because he won the AK Atkins Kroll Player of the Game for the Atkins Kroll Game of the Week. And it was all because of his pitching. And he said that his curve, yeah, he got some movement on it, but it wasn't working as well, so he just went straight heat. And boy, did that work. They blanked him, and the boys ended up winning and advancing. They're going to make it to the next round of the playoffs. They're going to be playing again on Monday against the Pirates. Los Pirates! They're going to be playing against the Pirates for the next round. And if they win that, they move on to the championship. So it's going to be a heck of a thing for the playoffs. We can talk a little bit more about the next round. I got to scroll up a little bit so I can tell you who's playing tonight. Tonight we've got teams 4 and 5. I don't know who finished 4th and 5th in the playoffs. I'm guessing Falcons. I got to actually, let me pull this up. This might be the standings right here. No, that's personal stats. Need to find out who's playing tonight. Darn it. But there's playoff baseball tonight. 6:30 at the ballpark. So it'll be more of the good stuff. Peeling, good morning. Great to see you. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for promoting the show. Mariano, thank you for tuning in and coming back again. Great to see you. Man, it said, Toba says, see Kel trained at Northern Islands throwing coconuts for spring training. Man, no kidding. Dude, you know what I like about him? Not only is he a great ball player, but he's just a great guy. I really like him. And it's great that to see good things happen to good folks. So it's a big plus. So well done last night. What a game. What a game indeed. All right. You know what we didn't do, and we could do this now, get you your first look at traffic because, you know, we got traffic and people are trying to drive around and figure out how they're going to get to where they're going to get to. And so here we go. Looking at traffic over there in Dandan right now by Shell Dandan. It's a little spotty in every direction. You know that where the intersection meets, the folks coming from Dandan and San Vicente meet at the light over there by the church. It's a little bit slow for sure. You go down the hill over there by the airport, it's slow. And then when you get to the Iglesia Ni Cristo church over there, it's definitely slow from everybody who's trying to go south with an F. But not too bad over at Dandan Shell because usually it is. Usually that line from Azlito goes all the way back to like Happy Market or something, but today it's not that bad. Over there by the college, it's going great too because the traffic is flowing. All that little road construction project where they're replacing that line is done, and you gotta love that. How about going down to the intersection that matters with the people who believe that connections matter over at IT&E? It's a little bit slow, no doubt about it. Traffic all the way past the mobile station over there in Chalaquidza, and when you're creeping back toward Mariana Nails. In fact, how is it over there by McDonald's? It's a little slow creeping all the way past the I Love Saipan store, and it is slow all the way past Saipan Vegas, stretching all the way up past Quartermaster Road. It's a slow go. It slows down again if you're going down ExoMart. Basically, folks, it is 742, and driving on Middle Road is not a fast place to go. So be prepared to be stuck behind a bus. Over there by the NMI Museum, no, not the Wax Museum, it's slow again because of that bottleneck that's over there with that little bit of road work by Rosa Street. Yep, I don't know what that is, but I know that it's been going on forever. It's like the Beach Road project, only in a little box form. I don't understand it either. Don't ask. I can't explain it. All I know is that's the case. Hey, over there, all the way down Middle Road as well, by Sodalore Laundry, the place I like because it's been damaged since Sodalore. Over there by JG Water is slow in every direction. Again, traffic slowing down a little bit. That's a tough spot to be. And then when you're getting closer to Garapan Elementary, of course it's slow. It's drop-off time and late drop-off time, which is probably my drop-off time. Everything Middle Road, creeping up by the tennis courts over there by AMP. That's not fast either, baby. It is slow. You're coming from Micro Beach? Slow. Coming from the north? Slow. Coming from the south? Slow. Coming down from Navy Hill? Only a little slow. It's not that bad. That could be much worse. All right, let's get to the real slow, folks. We're going to get all the way down. Scroll all the way down to see what things are like right out in front of our office here. Our intersection doesn't look that bad anyway. People coming from north on Beach Road over there by Chalamonseñor Guerrero, not too bad. It is a little bit slow, but you know that's it's not the intersection of death like what we're looking at in Chalumpiao. Over there by the post office, it's a slow go if you're coming down Tune Joaquin Doy and you're trying to make your way to Beach Road. Not fast at all, and you got to drive slow through there too because you're going through the village. You don't want to go run over somebody. But this is the real slow one, and today, this is probably one of the best things that's ever been at 7:44 a.m. It is nice over there by the mobile station in Chalumpiao. Again, it's not super fast, but man, we have seen far, far worse in that time and that place. So here we go, guys. We're back at it. That is your first look at traffic here on Good Morning Marianas, and we've got a lot of things that we're going to get to, a lot of the local stories, a lot of the federal stories. And we're going to get to all of it because that's what we do. What else are we going to do? That's 100% what it is that we do. And we're going to get to it because at in 45 minutes from now, we're going to have Denise Myers from NMC. She's going to be on here to talk a lot about triathlon. She's also going to probably talk about how her Chiefs lost. Oh, I know. She can't hear me right now because she's teaching a class. So that's my cheap dig. I'll get in now while I can. But hey, at least we know. At least she's not a three-peat champion, because I don't know if we'd be able to deal with her anymore. Her ego would be so big. All right, guys, we're going to be back right after giving a little bit of love to a couple of sponsors. Paradise Dental's giving you the gas. Well, not that kind of gas. You already know that Paradise Dental has the most affordable coverage in the entire Marianas, and now we've got something special just for new customers. And now for a limited time, Paradise Dental is offering free gas vouchers for new signups for their coverage plan. If you sign up for a singles plan, you'll get a $10 gas voucher. If you sign up for a couples plan, that's a $15 gas voucher. And if you sign up for the whole family plan, that's a $20 gas voucher right after your first visit. So hurry down to Paradise Dental and sign up for the CNMI's most affordable dental coverage today. These gas vouchers are limited, and with smiles like these, you know they're gonna go fast. Good morning, Marianas, and welcome back. It is 7:49 a.m., and we are rolling through this Thursday like it's going out of style. You can take a look at traffic out there right now. That is Beach Road in Oleai, Saipan, where it is beautiful out here today, and it's beautiful because it's not raining. We've got a great forecast coming at you from the National Weather Service. Again, we're still holding at 77 degrees right now, 82% humidity. And we are looking at some mostly sunny skies today with a high near 85. It's going to be a nice wind. Gusts as high as 18 miles per hour. So if you like surfing, windsurfing, kite surfing, all that stuff, probably going to be your kind of day. But remember, we do have the high surf advisory and a rip current in effect until 4 p.m. today. Tonight, we're looking at some partly cloudy skies. Low around 76, and winds out of the east. It's going to die down a little bit, but not too much, so it's going to make for a good baseball game tonight for sure for all those who turn out to see the playoffs in the Saipan Baseball League Masters Edition. It's going to be a good one. It's definitely going to be a good one tonight. Last night was any indication. A lot of folks were out there. The stands were packed. The folks around the outside of the field. Wait till we get closer to the finals. Next week's games will be even closer. More packed, I should say. Not even closer, but as we get closer to the championship, because the semifinals are next week. So and they're not messing around. They're starting right away at the beginning of the week, just in case there are some sort of, like a delay for the weather. Hey, speaking of delays, I think we delayed giving you the headlines of what's been going on. We didn't even give you the AP headline yet, so we're going to move into that, and then we're going to get you some more AP history later. And again, we're going to talk about the, let's wait. We're going to hold off on the AP headlines, only so we could talk about our local stuff real quick, because we did not get to that. And this is one of the things where it's like in federal court, it looks like the guys who are trying to get to Guam by boat illegally got a little bit of a win yesterday, and it ended up happening. So one looks like they've got it, and one got acquitted. So where they acquitted. So the jury had found them all guilty. But the Judge Magnolia ended up finding her not guilty. Let's see. Hold on. I was there for this. And so I was surprised that they pulled one of these back because they said that there wasn't enough evidence to support her conviction, which this doesn't happen. I mean, it happens, but not very often, where the judge will be like, hey, yeah, the jury, you guys, sure, you did find her guilty, but I disagree. I don't think there was enough in there. Now, Yang is scheduled to be sentenced on March 14th. But, man, I'll tell you what, this is a real interesting one. And I bumped into Chief Judge Magnolia at Khalili's event over there at the NMI Museum. And I got to tell her that how much I appreciated what she does, because if you ever see her in court and you listen to the way she presides over the case, she doesn't get involved where she doesn't need to, but she definitely listens with a sharp ear, if you will, like a sharp eye for that stuff, because she has the sharp eye for the details. And she went through and found, like, going through, these are pages of agreements and going through all the stipulations for folks if they're pleading, and like little grammatical errors all the way through, watching every word. And this is the kind of stuff you hope everybody does anyway, but she finds all of those things and breaks it down. So if she's going through and finding something like this, then I mean, I err on the side of trust for her, because she just seems to really be on top of all of it. Again, the details, the devil's in the details, and she's all about it. She follows all of it, crosses all the T's, dots all the I's, and the lowercase J's for little justice. So, interesting. That's boat people world out here in the Marianas. Speaking of people in the water, Isaiah Alexenko. This kid is an outstanding athlete. I just didn't think he was going to be like so world class. I mean, like, this guy just went out to the Sun Conference Championships at the Florida Aquatics Swimming and Training Facility in Ocala, Florida this month. And he bagged 5 gold medals while he's in college. Can you believe it? That's right. This kid grew up, and now he grew up here in the CNMI and crushing it in the mainland in college. Yeah, this is against big-time competition. It's not like he just got personal bests and all this stuff. He got all these gold medals. Just outstanding, and it's so great to see that the kid from here is doing so great. He also set National Association of Intercollegiate, NAIA, Intercollegiate Athletics records in the 100 butterfly and the 200 butterfly. Are you kidding? The kid from Saipan set 2 of those records. Can you believe it? It's outstanding. How else did he do? He got gold in the 100 back. He got gold with those records in the 100 fly and the 200 fly, doing great. He also got golds in the 200 and 400 relays, freestyle for the 200 and the medley. And he was the lead leg for the 400 medley. So, holy cow. I mean, it is just great to hear about that. And my goodness, great job, Isaiah. Great to see you doing great stuff here, but man, on the national stage, setting records in college, NAIA records. Jeez, awesome. Local kid doing great. Congratulations, dude. Hey, speaking of local kids doing great, There's a couple of local folks who are doing good stuff over here. One's Guam, one's Saipan. That's right. It's the Laguas Zangani writing tour. Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda. This is happening. Hey, I could share this on the screen with you, too. Well, let's get this fired up. Because I would like for you to see this one. And it involves someone that we know. Hold on. I'm trying to get it on the main screen here. There we go. There you go. I got you there, Andrew Roberto. So hold on one second. There's one thing I want to do. I want to make sure I could do this too. Where are you? Ooh, there we go. There. Andrew Roberto and Georgiana Quintanilla Taekwenko from Guam are going to be putting on these things this weekend and next weekend. Oh my gosh, we got a phone call coming in? But it doesn't seem to be Bluetooth to the phone, is it? Hold on. Hold on. Peeling, can you hear us?
Oh, my God. Hey, good morning, Brett.
Hey, good morning, Peeling. Hey, Hapadade's on Tiro. Thanks for calling the show. How's everything?
Yeah. No, I just want to, spread some love and joy for today. Can I sing something?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hope my voice sounds like Mariah Carey. But can I sing?
Ungan.
Yeah. Okay. Let me start. No egg on this ground. No few adjustments. Wait. Let me start over. No eggs on sale. No CUC few adjustment discount. No romances for Valentine's. So I just call to say I love you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, man, that is great.
Get up. That's for Friday. Friday's tomorrow.
Yes.
Enjoy. I love you, my brother.
I love you too, man. Oh, my God, that is great. Feeling Gizmo with a new world beater. That's going to be the most popular song, the most popular request song. Oh, my gosh. That was great. Oh, my God. Let's see if we can get this. Hold on. I don't remember all the words that he said. Hold on. This is essentially it. He's like, no eggs on sale. No CUC. I mean, this is what we got to do. Peeling, we got to get you with the music. And put in the comments, put what the words are. We'll see if we can't get it done for you. But that was awesome. That is some of the beauty and the magic of this show, is that we get stuff like that to come out of the blue. There's no plan for that. I would love it. The only thing that would make that better is if he was here in Saipan to join us in studio to knock that out. I would love it. I would love it. That was great. Peeling, thanks for sharing that little joy and love with us this morning. That's what's going to take us into the headlines for the Associated Press. Oh my gosh. Maybe that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some karaoke with you guys this morning. I wasn't expecting it, but some of the best things that ever happen are not planned. I'm okay with it. I love that. Hey, Biba Tandung 2026. This guy is not messing around. He's coming for the municipal council, and he wants to be a part of it. He wants to represent you, Marianas. He wants to be part of the Saipan Municipal Council, and he's looking for your vote in 2026. But I'll tell you what, before we get to that, yes, exactly, Tobot. Oh, man, that is great morning coffee. All right, well, we're going to do that as a perfect little segue to the Associated Press updates. We got our updated songs from Guam, and now we got our updated news from AP and the Marianas, the Associated Press. Free plug for Tomas.
E-News, I'm Haya Panjwani. President Trump has upended 3 years of U.S. policy towards Ukraine. AP's Sagar Meghani.
The White House says the president and Russian leader Vladimir Putin spoke on the phone, agreeing to start talks and work very closely together on ending the war in Ukraine. White House spokeswoman Caroline Levitt later read from the president's social media post about a call with Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky.
The conversation went very well. He, like President Putin, wants to make peace.
But the White House will not say if Ukraine will be part of the talks with Russia, appearing to dismantle the Biden administration's mantra of nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
U.S. inflation worsened last month with costs of groceries and gasoline rising. AP correspondent Julie Walker has the latest.
U.S. inflation accelerated last month as the cost of groceries, especially eggs, gas, and used cars, rose, a trend that will likely underscore the Federal Reserve's resolve to delay any further interest rate cuts. The Consumer Price Index increased 3% in January from a year ago. Wednesday's report from the Labor Department showed up from 2.9% the previous month. The figures underscore the stickiness of inflation. During the presidential campaign, Donald Trump pledged to reduce prices, though most economists worry that his many proposed tariffs could at least temporarily increase costs. I'm Julie Walker.
Authorities say a U.S. Navy jet crashed off the coast of San Diego, but the 2 crew members were able to eject and were rescued by a fishing boat. Sean Diddy Combs is suing NBC Universal over a documentary that he says falsely accuses him of being a serial murderer who had sex with underage girls. This is AP News. AP correspondent Mimi Montgomery reports on the celebrations of Lunar New Year at Pingxi Lantern Festival in Taiwan.
Glowing paper lanterns are released into Taiwan's night sky. Crowds cheered in a mountain village in Taiwan as they released paper lanterns into the dark sky. The lanterns carried their written blessings and wishes with hopes of good fortune in the year of the snake. Every year during the first full moon of the Chinese Lunar New Year, thousands of people, including many tourists, come to enjoy the Pingxi Lantern Festival in the northern village of Shifen. At the festival, it's estimated that more than 100,000 glowing rice paper lanterns are sent off into the night. I'm Mimi Montgomery.
U.S. stocks fell after a report said inflation is unexpectedly worsening for Americans. I'm Haya Panjwani, AP News.
Hey, you know, it's funny. We going right from there. We can go right into a phone call as we wrap up with the Associated Press. But we got a phone call. Hafidades Antiro, who thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
Good morning, Chairman.
Hey, there he is. Doong Tudela, how's it going, my friend?
I'm doing good. That I don't know. I just want to call in your show and tell the Dr. Marianas the reason why I'm running for for council, man.
Yeah.
It's only 3 priorities that I want to face, Our students first, our manuncles, and we got to get rid of the drugs in the Commonwealth, man.
Yes.
Sweep out every village. That's my goal when I become a councilman in 2026. And it's been a calling. And I'm going to announce it in your radio that Tang Dung is going to run for council in 2026.
That is great. Man, I know a lot of people are excited about it. We're hearing about it all the time.
Yes. And if every show you have, paid by Brad,
Man.
Now you have a good one. Cinema Forestry. We're going to be at Macaca Beach and Laliport today. So if you want to swing by and shoot a couple of clips, we're doing a tree planting.
Oh, yeah? What time?
We'll be there by 10 o'clock.
All right. Well, so that's going to be over there at the tree plant. If I don't think I can make it over there this morning because we have a big meeting that's happening right around that time. But if you could grab like a couple of photos or something, we could definitely pop it up for today during the day and then put it on the show tomorrow.
Right on. I got you, Brad. Thank
Man,
you.
that's great. That's great. You guys doing all kinds of great stuff out there.
Yes, and before we hang up, what we're gonna say?
Biba Tang Dung 2026.
Done. Thank you, Brad. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks so much for calling in. That's
Right on, sir.
Tan Dung from
Yes, sir.
forestry, the man, the myth, the legend. He knows his baseball, he knows his forestry, and he knows what he wants to do in 2026. He wants to be the new Saipan council member, and he needs your vote. And look at that. I love it. We're in February of 2025. You're not messing around. You're going right for it.
Right on, Brad. Thank you, Brad. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Right on.
All right, thanks for calling. All right, that's Doom Tudela, the man. So, speaking of the man and sports, Kurt Barnes. Oh, he's with us on the show today. Good morning, Kurt. He said, hey, it's my birthday here in the mainland, 84 years young and still going strong. Hope everyone watching your show today is having a good day. As good of a day as I am. Love you all. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Great to have you on the show this morning, for sure. A true legend himself. Hey, Marcia, good to see you over there on the Good Morning Mariana side as well. Seeing you over there in the page. You know, I had someone ask, they're like, hey, how come you didn't say hi to me? I'm like, all right. So here's the thing. If you are watching the show, that's great. If you're watching on the Good Morning Marianas page itself, not the NMI News Service, then I could see you because I've got the mobile phone that's got that right now. But when you're on the show, on the NMI News Service page, which is where you should go anyway, I can't see necessarily who is watching. I can see how many, but I can't see unless you put in a comment. I don't know that you're there. So leave us a comment. Let us know you're here. I mean, I probably should just tell you that all the time. Leave a comment. Let us know you're here. But great to see you guys. Man, the Shack's got breakfast going. Man, I tell you what, the Shack is the place. I love the Shack. Everything about it. The people there, you don't feel anything but love when you go there. It's not just like walking into a regular restaurant. You get to know the people. You get to see them in action. They're working together. They are like a family, and they treat you like family when you go in there. They are really great. Just absolutely great. All right. Well, man, look at that. You got more birthday wishes coming your way, Kurt, from all over from the viewers out here today. So great to see it. It is absolutely great to see it. All right, well, we're going to be having a guest coming in studio in about 20 minutes. That's right, Denise Meyer is going to come in. Tell us about triathlon events happening here in the CNMI, and we're kind of excited about that faux show. But we want to get you a couple of things. This one is something that came from our Congresswoman in Washington, D.C., Representative Kimberly King Hines. She was out there in Congress, and she was talking about our debt and saying, hey, we need some help out here. We're just going to show this to you real quick. Call it a Kim clip, but we'll be, give it a listen.
Unlike the rest of the U.S., where consumer debt is 69% of the size of commercial and industrial loans, in the Northern Mariana Islands, consumer debt is 180% of commercial lending. That is just unsustainable. Small businesses should not have to shoulder the burden of economic recovery alone.
And it's real quick. I mean, it's not a real long clip. Well, it's not the size that matters, so they say. Anyway, but that is the main thing. Let's give that another
listen. Of the size of commercial and industrial loans in the Northern Mariana Islands, consumer debt is 180% of commercial lending. That is just unsustainable.
Yes.
Small businesses should not have to shoulder the burden of economic recovery alone. Unlike the rest of the U.S., where consumer debt is 69% of the size of commercial and industrial loans, in the Northern Mariana Islands, consumer debt is 180% of commercial lending.
Can you believe that? That's almost, it's not perfect math, but that is almost 3 times as much commercial lending here than in the mainland. That is absolutely unsustainable. And that is how we're looking at trying to recover based on debt to try to recover from everything that's happening with us economically right here as we try to find a way forward. And, you know, it's not easy. Nobody's got the right solution. Everybody thinks they've got a solution, which is good. I mean, we need something, right? But I don't know that the right solution is there's a clear path for it. Some folks say, oh, it's all about getting the Chinese tourists in here. That's what's going to make it all easy. Is it? I don't know, because there's all those squabbles about should we have them in there or should we not have them in there. We've got Republicans locally saying that, no, China is not the answer. And then we've got Republicans nationally saying, no, China is, or China, they say China is not the answer. But the local Republicans here are saying that China is the answer. But then is the governor a Republican again? And he's not a big fan of opening the floodgates either. I don't know. I hear the argument for and against all the time. I just don't think it's easy. I think we're just different over here, and that's it. If we didn't have the issue with folks buying boats or renting boats to get to Guam illegally, it'd be a lot easier for us. We wouldn't be having the same conversations, and the folks in the mainland might help. Yeah, she's talking about consumer lending and consumer debt, and commercial lending in the United States being like a massive part of the debt, like the businesses getting bank loans and everything like that, and folks getting bank loans, getting a big part of that debt. Where here, it's like 3 times that amount. But you know what? I think, let me see if I can't grab her real quick. One moment. Sending a message. Yeah, while you're waiting for me to send our Congresswoman a clip or a message. All right, so we'll see what kind of a response we get out of it, and hopefully we get it pretty quick. But again, over there in the mainland, it's about 5:15 on the East Coast. I imagine she's here for this, but let's see what happens. See if we can't get a little bit more for you on that. But thanks for the question. All right, there we go. We close out of that one real quick and we'll get ready to move on to our next part. It says, trust me, lower the travel rate, Guam to Saipan and Saipan to Guam, and locals will come in and spend because a lot of people from Guam haven't been to Saipan yet. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, I know. The cost to travel between the CNMI and Guam is pretty absorbent. I remember how cheap it was when I first got here. People were actually telling me when I first got here that it used to be something like really, really inexpensive. Something along the lines of like they used to pay $25 each way to Guam. Now that to me sounds like the stories where you hear like, oh, when I used to go to the movies, it cost me a nickel. So I get it. Hold on. Pop it in, check it out. Other messages. Let me say good morning. All right. So I know what that's all about. Donna Crum watching this morning. All right. So I see that. Okay. I think I know what that is. So that's great. So I'm bouncing around to a couple different topics here. This goes to the one about if you send a message. You send this. You got to message it in the comments. Sending like a DM or something like that. I don't really see those right away, the direct messages. But going in to, if you leave a message in the comment section, that's where I can see that you're really watching. So thanks for that. I want to fly down for Caleb's competition, but it's $760. Oh my goodness. You need to get a boat. You need to hook up with some of the Chinese folks and hop on one of their boats and get to Guam. And then when you hit the shores, you're good to go. You already got your passport. You know, you just reach out to them about getting go to customs. Say, customs, I'm here. I'm over here at Retidian. Can you pick me up? I want to make sure I'm processed properly. I don't know about the other guys who were on the boat with me, but at least that's what I want to do. I want to do it the right way. All right. Oh, my goodness. Hey, yesterday, there was just too much going on. So part of the Saipan Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, we had our visioning meeting yesterday where we talked about like what's going to happen for the next year. What's the plan? Let's take a look at everything that we're doing. Do the finances make sense? Does the mission make sense? Do we know what we want to do? Do we have the right committees and all that other stuff? So while all that stuff was happening, CHC was opening clinics over there. I couldn't make it. Otherwise, I would have been there to show that to you. But we did put the info out for you yesterday about the specialized clinics that they've got over there, and it's pretty cool. So they opened a new family care clinics, the specialty clinics, and where they're going to be able to do things that I know Tobot doesn't love with the cardiology, occupational therapy, and some of the other specialties that they've got in there. And they're starting to get better little by little. They are taking steps. It may not be a great leap, but it is one where a continued move forward in what they're able to provide as far as treatment goes here in the CNMI. And that's what people have been asking about for sure. It says, Brad, we need our own government airlines for just inter-island flights. Oh, man. You know, I struggle with that one because I think you're right. I don't disagree, really, because I like that idea. I like that concept, except for I don't like the government to be involved in everything. I mean, it depends. I don't know if it's a government airlines that I'd be looking for, but I would be in favor. I don't know why I think of it differently, but like the ferry service. And I don't know if government's the right way to go or if it's private also, but like a ferry service that connects all the islands. I mean, with the vehicles and all that stuff. I know they've been promising that in the folks in Tinian with the hotel that just closed, the hotel casino thing that just closed over there. But that thing was never really happening. And I would love for that. Like, imagine what Tinian would be with regards to commerce. If you could just drive your car over there. If you could drive a car, forget the bridge. The bridge is never going to happen. But I would love it if there was one. If there was a bridge between Saipan and Tinian, it would be awesome. By the way, wouldn't that be a great running event? If they had the inter-island run. But if in lieu of having a bridge, having a ferry that traveled between the islands, including Guam. Like if you could bring your ride over to Guam and go shopping, load it up, hop back on the ferry and come back to Saipan, it would be awesome. It would be great. And it would take a while, but it would be worth it. You could do it. It's definitely possible. It's definitely not cheap. But I don't know if that becomes a government thing. Like the Staten Island ferry, right? It's not the same thing, but it is one with the vehicle. So let's just put Staten Island ferry. I want to say it's by the ports. Who? Here, this is the question. So the Staten Island ferry is a fare-free passenger ferry route operated by the New York City Department of Transportation. The ferry's single route is 5.2 miles through New York Harbor between New York City boroughs of Manhattan and Staten Island, with the ferry boats completing the trip in about 25 minutes. Wow, first of all, 25 minutes for 5.2 miles? That's great. Right now, a regular boat ride to Tinian is an hour. Right? I mean, that would be something. Hey, good morning, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this morning. But imagine if we had a ferry service like that. And so, granted, the 80 miles to Rhoda would be a heck of a jaunt. And I don't know that there's enough commerce between Tinian and Saipan to warrant that kind of an investment. Like the Staten Island Ferry, there's got to be a ton of people. They've got 10 of them. There's a terminal on each island, and there's only one real route, but they keep going. Every year, they've got 15.7 million riders. There's a need, a clear need for that. And not just a need, but you pay for the vehicle, but you don't pay at least for the to ride it as a person. And let me see. Let me do this part here real quick. There's no way that we'd be anywhere near that many, right? And then how would you pay for it? It's free to ride, but do you pay for the vehicle? Oh, shit. Sorry, that's the bird again. You got to be kidding me. Hold on. That's got to be the same bird from earlier this morning. 1 second. Is he still here? I just saw one fly away. Oh, hey. How you doing? Oh, you're good? All right. Jeez. Sorry, guys. That's two times the bird hit the window this morning. I don't know if it's the same bird, but I can tell you there's a bunch of feathers out there. And I just saw the bird fly away. He's fine. He basically just recovered pretty fast, not like when we had the one that came in studio before. Yeah, that was a real deal thump. I really think it's like somebody like hitting the window. Well, it is somebody hitting the window, but I felt like it's like somebody just like pounding it or something. Anyway, so it says the ferry's been free since '97. Wow, that's awesome. It's the only direct mass transit connection between the two boroughs. Staten Island Ferry is a passenger ferry that runs between Manhattan and Staten Island during peak hours. The boats leave every 15 to 20 minutes. At other times, every 30 minutes. Trip between them is about 25 minutes overall. Yep, and it offers great views and all that other stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're lovebirds apparently, Anna. I guess that's got to be what it is. Now, the thing is, with regards to if we had the ferries here that could take vehicles and everything, I think it's a tough one because one, we don't have a place for it yet. So we'd have to figure out what that would be. Would it be the port? I mean, it would have to be somewhere, right? And where would that be? And then, how big of a ship, how many people can go? We wouldn't need to leave every 25 minutes or something like that, or every 15 to 20 minutes. Is once a day enough? Is twice a day enough? I don't know. But then how does it pay for itself? That's the other question. If we're going to end up doing it free, even just buying the initial investment would be something. Hello. Even the initial investment would be something. So, but getting that here would, again, be a massive upgrade for the folks in Tinian. Imagine what would happen to the price of all the things that they need in Tinian. The price for fuel, the price for food, the price for basically anything you need in Tinian would be so much less because you could just hop on a ferry back and forth. And that wouldn't just be a boon to the people at the expense of the stores. The stores wouldn't have to pay as much to bring that stuff over either. And you wouldn't have to pay for the cost for like unloading the boats and everything. And that harbor over there is kind of not great anyway. So if you end up having that to be able to bring the boats, bring it by a vehicle on a ferry like that, would be a massive difference. All right. It says technology is changing, so maybe the interest level, the interest in inter-island travel. Oh, where did it go? Your comment disappeared. Sorry, guys. I don't know where it went. It says, I'm sure Google can afford to buy us a ferry. Maybe they could. Google, they could probably afford to figure out the whole material, the electronic transfer of people. They're going to make transporters between here and the islands. We'll do it here first. You go first. And if it works, after a few more people try it, I'll get in. All right, guys, it's 8:25. We're going to take a real quick break, run a couple commercials to thank our sponsors for being a part of our show. And when we come back, we are going to have our studio guest with us. She just walked in. I know you guys can feel that it already got a lot cooler inside here. So just stick around, and we'll be back with Denise Myers, a two-peat champion. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Coach Derek Cutting, the owner and founder of Laddie Built Fitness. So no matter who you talk to here at Laddie Built, everyone feels that they are part of a family, part of a group of like-minded people. No one feels judged. No one feels like they're being teased or picked on or looked down upon because maybe they don't know what they're doing. They could be brand new and have no idea what they're doing. They might be overweight or really skinny and feel very self-conscious about themselves. But at Laddie Built, nobody judges here. And if you ask anybody here that might be in better shape than you or even not, but has experience in the gym, they will gladly help you through a workout and teach you a few techniques that can help you. So Laddie Built organically from day one, since the boot camp era, has organically grown this fostered environment of community and being a safe place, but a strong work ethic community of people that want to get work done. All I can say is that I put my heart and soul into it from day one. I treated everyone like that at the boot camp from the very, very beginnings, and everyone at the same time would treat each other like that from the boot camp era as well. And as we grew, as we got into a brick and mortar facility, we got bigger and bigger. I feel like people definitely just take this place as a home, as like their brother and sisters are working out next to them, not their enemy or not their competitor, So organically, it's just the vibe here is different. Everyone feels very, very comfortable, and I love the fact that it happened like that.
To be up 3-0, I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down 3-0.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Motion.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who could handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it, and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, is just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you can choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E. Paradise Dental's giving you the gas. Well, not that kind of gas.
You already know that Paradise Dental has the most affordable coverage in the entire Marianas, and now we've got something special just for new customers. And now for a limited time, Paradise Dental is offering free gas vouchers for new signups for their coverage plan. If you sign up for a singles plan, you'll get a $10 gas voucher. If you sign up for a couples plan, that's a $15 gas voucher. And if you sign up for the whole family plan, that's a $20 gas voucher right after your first visit. So hurry down to Paradise Dental and sign up for the CNMI's most affordable dental coverage today. These gas vouchers are limited, and with smiles like these, you know they're gonna go fast.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
It is 8:32 in the morning, and wow, we have a guest in studio with us to talk to us about all things triathlon related. Can you believe it? We haven't been talking about triathlon in ages, and now we've got someone here with us. Her name is Denise Myers. She's really cool, and she's sitting in here with us. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, you could tell I'm caffeinated. You know, that's part of it. I mean, I normally think I'm probably a little energetic anyway, kind of. But I'm really excited about this, what we're going to be talking about today, because it talks about triathlon, reinvigorating it here in the CNMI. It's a sport that is really three sports, and I think that's why I like it the best.
Right? It's an adventure. You don't just get to do one thing. You get to do them all.
Yes, and you don't have to do one thing well. You can be kind of okay at all three and be a great triathlete.
That's my game too. That's funny.
All right, so I'm going to guess your best one is running.
Well, it used to be
running.
Now running might be one of my weakest points, but swimming, because I spent a lot of time swimming while I was injured, has gotten a lot better. So
with your flowing locks, are you often confused as a mermaid while you're out there? Do fish talk to you? What is going on? Do you speak whale when they're out there? You're like, welcome.
I would love to speak whale. I do feel like the fish are kinder to me since I had my infection. I know it's totally insane and not true, but a little mermaid in my life, yes, not a lot.
I love it.
But National Mermaid Day is coming up.
There is a National Mermaid Day?
There is. I just found out about it yesterday.
I don't know.
Let me tell you what day it is.
Yeah,
so
please do.
Celebrate.
And also, how do I not know about National Mermaid Day?
March 29th, International Mermaid Day.
All right, so what are some of the activities? I'm guessing swimming. There's a heavy dose of swimming.
A heavy dose of swimming. Yeah, and just mermaiding, hair down.
Mermaiding.
That's part of it.
I love it. This might be my favorite new holiday. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move some stuff around on the old screen here so we can both be on there. I mean, because, you know, I think that sounds like a good idea.
Fair.
All right, so the other screen, though, the other part I was going to put on here, though, yeah, this is not exactly what I'm going for. Boom. You think I'd be good at this by now.
You got it.
But fun fact, no. Sometimes I'm okay. We're just going to go with this one for right now till I can get this thing going. So, Denise, tell us, all right, so first of all, welcome. It's so great to have you here. And so tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you when you came to Saipan? What do you do? All that stuff.
Oh, So I'm Denise Myers. I came to Saipan in 2017. And I was looking for a job after school, and I saw the Google images for Saipan and was like, oh, is this place a real place on Earth? And I ended up here and fell in love, and my mermaid self couldn't leave the ocean. And so I've been here ever since. I teach up at NMC at the college. I teach kinesiology, health classes, PE classes, and I have the best job in the CNMI.
So if you have kinesiology issues, you take kinesiology. All right, so tell us about kinesiology really quick.
Kinesiology is the study of how the body moves. I specifically studied exercise physiology, so the impact of exercise on your body, both short-term and long-term. And so when I went to school, I'm like, how do I get to exercise and make a living out of it? And then I got to. It was a dream.
That is a dream. So I'm like, how can I just talk for a living? I would not actually do anything. And so here I am today. We're following the same thing, our passion.
Exactly.
That's
just
great.
chasing your dream.
Mm-hmm. My chasing doesn't involve running, though. That's the best part. Now, I used to get pretty heavy into the triathlon, and that's what our big thing is today. So how did you get into it? What was your draw to multisport?
Well, my first love was running. I have ran for as long as I can remember. Since I was in junior high, probably I've been competing. And I was competing here, running for the CNMI, and then someone's like, you should just come out for triathlon. I said, oh, I haven't biked in 10 years. And so I borrowed a bike, and then it's like, ooh, this is like running, but an adventure on top of that.
Nice.
And so from there, I've just kept doing it, yeah. And I think the thing about triathlon is it's kind of intimidating, right? You're like, oh, I gotta swim, and then you still want me to bike and run? That's a lot. But it's not so bad. It's actually really fun changing your movement patterns partway through. And also it helps with your muscles aren't quite as sore because you're changing what you're doing, working different muscles throughout. So I think it's super fun, and it's a good full body workout, which is like super bonus.
It is, but the training that you put in for it is a bit. It depends on where you want to go with it. But the whole swim to bike wasn't so bad. It was, for me, it was when I first started, it was that bike to run and the jelly legs. So when you first do it and trying to figure all that stuff out.
So they call it. So there's this leading up to and training for triathlons. They call them block workouts, right? Where essentially you're trying to make your legs feel like heavy blocks, because that is the common feeling. I think when you get off the bike, you just have to keep moving as much as you can. And those first maybe, I don't know, quarter of a mile, it's brutal coming off the bike, but then you fall into a rhythm and your legs just keep moving.
Yeah, I remember one of the guys who was coaching me up, he's like, no matter what, every time you're done with a bike ride, like when you're just going out for a training ride or whatever, go run for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is the best way to just get over that hump at the very beginning. And then it just get your body habituated to it.
Not only your body, but your mind, right? A lot of it is in our mind. Our minds are super powerful, right? So we got to make our minds believe, oh, I'm fine.
Well, I like it. I haven't done it in a long, long time.
But you have a chance.
Oh, I do. Why? What's going on?
We have our first race is February 22nd.
Ooh, Saturday.
Not this Saturday?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday, right. February 22nd. It's going to be at Pow Pow.
Great spot.
At 6:30 in the morning. It is going to be donation based. So if you want to donate to help fund the event, pay for putting it on, and then anything extra we make from donations will go towards the games this summer for athletes training. So that is our first race, and it is going to be a sprint triathlon, which is what will be happening in Palau as well for the mini games this summer. And a sprint, how far is it?
Oh, it
Do you
is
know?
a 750 swim. It's a
Meters.
20K bike
Yeah.
and a 5K run.
Spot on, exactly. Look, you didn't lie. You actually have been triathloning.
I had been triathlete. So, in fact, I got so much to talk about all this stuff. I think it's a lot of it we'll talk about like after the show. But like, I love it. I love doing it. But one of the important things is not just having a bunch of people doing it, but having like a national association to organize all this stuff. And that's what is kind of what bringing you in here, because not only have you been competing for the NMI, now you're going to help organize for the NMI this multi-sport adventure.
Yeah, so it is the Triathlon Association of the CNMI, which is the Sporting Federation for Triathlon. And we recently are working on putting together a board. The previous board are ready to retire. They've put on a lot of great events, but they are ready to take a break, rightfully so. It is some amount of work, but we have a group of people that are willing to help put on triathlons, but we are also looking for more people that want to get involved and help. We have our first our first meeting, if you're interested in getting involved, on the 17th, which is coming up very soon.
Yes.
February 17th at 6:30 p.m. We're going to meet at FOTAM, and everyone is welcome to come hear what our plans are moving forward. We're here to take feedback, advice. What are people looking for? We're really open to ideas and how we can move forward. We want to be competitive. We want to send teams to compete at things like the mini games, but we also just want to get people out enjoying the sport. It's really, really fun. So as of now, we have scheduled a triathlon each month leading up to the mini games. So we have the February 22nd is the sprint triathlon. Then March 15th, we have our next one. It will also be a sprint triathlon. April the 5th will be our third triathlon, also a sprint. Our first three are sprints, partly because they're short, so if you haven't been training, you can come out and give it a go, and that's okay. But those first three are qualifying triathlons to qualify for the national team going to Palau this summer.
All right, so now hearing that all sounded like that was going to be my question. Like, if you're having that same distance race all those times leading up to it, it's got to be like a qualifying, like a points thing. So that's great.
So we're not doing it based on a point system, so you don't have to compete in all three to go. What we're going to do is we're just going to simply take your fastest time from the three and pick the three fastest times to go this year. It's kind of the simplest, easiest way to move forward. We don't have a huge amount of time before the games, and so that's how we're going to do it. For off-island, people can also, if you're a CNMI resident and qualify for the mini games, you can do a sprint triathlon somewhere else and submit that time to qualify as well, because we want to send our fast folks.
Oh my God, I hate that. I absolutely hate it. So
it was a point of debate, but
I would say no. But I'm not part of it. That's a good thing. So why do I hate it? I'll tell you why. Just from personal experience. So I've seen it happen here. You're right. You could get your fastest people if you get people who might not live here anymore, but they're CNMI residents before. But is the goal to develop local talent or just to win? So what is the focus of the organization? Now, it might be to win. It might be to send those fastest people, but if people who just don't live here anymore and who aren't focused on being here, like, yeah, we can win. By the way, I love you, so like, don't take this as a thing for that, right? But for
debate is good.
Yeah, so I would say, what are we really going for? Because if you're starting to get a sport resurrected, if you will, here, and you're trying to get local interest, if you're going to get people who are off there crushing it in other places, at the beginning, I think it's going to be tough to get that same attraction. Now, unless the goal is to say, hey, if you do really well here and you go elsewhere, we'll still pull you back in. So I think that might be harder to get it going. The other one is, well, I guess that's it. I guess for that point, that's the main one.
Yeah, I might push back on that, and I think the general consensus when we ended up making that decision was we kind of looked at who do you know that's interested off island? Like, who can you guys think of? Like, how many people are there? And there simply just aren't that many people off island that are even interested. And most of them that we know about are a lot of kids that are still in school that are potentially interested, right? And so at this juncture, I don't feel like it's going to stop a lot of people that are here competing from going. Our guess is maybe one person, male, female, might submit a time off of island, but that's the kind of what our estimate is at the moment.
Well, and you don't know how far back that goes. I mean, you've been here since 2017. There's a lot of people who are, because you don't normally just get slower as you get older with triathlon, right? Like, if you stay committed to it, you know, when you're not thinking about kids, you could be a pretty badass athlete in your 30s and not be living here.
That is true, but you would have had to have lived here for, is it 5 or 7 for the mini games? 5? For 5 years previously.
Yeah.
So they did spend a chunk of time here, and hopefully they're still involved in our community in some capacity. Otherwise, they wouldn't have even heard about this, right?
Well, yeah, but they have to watch our show. I mean, definitely.
Right, exactly. That's why we're pulling them back in.
Yeah, I like
right?
it. The other one is, you know, I remember from organizing it, where I thought when I was doing all the training and all that stuff, what I considered a short distance versus what somebody who's just starting from scratch a short distance is not the same short distance. I would often be like, well, why would I do a sprint? It's like, why am I even getting out of bed, right? It's like nothing, right? But that is not how I feel today. So if I was trying to recruit somebody else, I would also include probably a half of that distance, like a shorter distance for the swim, bike, run. Maybe instead of, if it's a 2-lap swim, maybe a 1-lap swim. If it's a 20K, maybe offer the 10K for the bike, and then just like a 2.5, like or a mile out and back. Well, that means it's harder for someone who's going to try to time it and everything too. So it's more complicated.
Fair, but what we are going to do, we're trying to offer a little bit like teasers for people that maybe it's a little bit much for their first time. So we also are encouraging teams. So let's say you just want to try the swim, you can pair up with someone to bike and run. Totally fine. If you want to do swim, bike, and throw in another young gun, fresh legs runner, no problem. And so, like you said, splitting the distances make it logistically a little bit more difficult, but teaming up doesn't really make it harder for us on the organizing side.
Nice.
And hopefully we can pull in some more people. So we really do encourage teams, if you'd like to do even just a part of it. You can do 2 parts, 1 part.
Love it.
Whatever you want.
You got the great venue too. So you're going to do what's the swim course is going to be in the water, right? But so can you tell us a little bit about like where the bike's going to go, where the run's going to go?
Well, in the past, it has all gone north. So the bike went from Pow Pow parking lot is pretty much the transition area between them. And our last rate went all the way up to last command post. Right where the turnoff is to the dump, and a turnaround and come back, and then the run goes to the road for the Hope Recovery Center. That sign right there. We are measuring distances again to get exact marks, but that's the general vicinity that it will be.
Yeah, I remember doing it. That sounds about right. Actually, if I remember correctly, we just did run out and run back. I don't remember going where we went around the other thing.
Oh, the loop,
so,
yeah.
So we would just go straight up and turn out, and then it was just past the Hope Recovery sign. Like there's a little, you go past it. I guess if I'm thinking about the longer distance. The longer distance was past last command post. But I think it was just up the hill, like when you pass the Buddhist temple, I think. And then it goes up the hill a little bit, and there's like a speed sign. I think you just turn around there and run back was the exact one.
Yeah, so this time we did go around the parking lot at Pow Pow, but I'm not the one setting the course, so I am not 100% sure. each time they do the race, there is a race briefing at the beginning where we will go over, hey, this is exactly where we're going. There's time for you to ask questions. Sometimes we have special guests like you doing the race briefing. So if it's your first time triathloning, don't be afraid. I don't know where I'm going to go. We will talk about it before the race starts, and then there should be people out on the course that are helping. Usually someone's at each turnaround, so you know, hey, this is where I should turn around, and you can just go until someone says, hey, turn around here.
Yeah,
Feels great.
I love the volunteers, the people who go out there and support. And setting someone out there, we would like get the like an igloo, the jug, and with just like some ice water or something, and people would just either splash themselves if it's just a short distance, like a 5K where you don't need a water stop necessarily, and turn around. It was just an easy no-brainer. And if it wasn't for those volunteers, you're just like, oh, go to the cone.
Right?
And then come back.
The volunteers are everything. Without them, we are nothing, right? It is all volunteer-based. Nobody is getting paid to put on events, to measure events, to come out at 5 a.m. and set up transition areas, to stand at the cone for an hour in the sun with their hat on. It is all just incredible humans that love our community and our people.
Well, and same with the people who organize the race and the event. And you're doing it because you love this triathlon. So the main goal is to make sure that we can get some good participation for the mini games in Palau this year, finding out how we're doing with folks doing sprint stuff, sprint races, because that's the distance of the course in Palau as well. And I bet it's got to be amazing over there to do it. I've never been to Palau, but I bet doing a race over there would be incredible.
Oh, I imagine it will be. I mean, first off, you get to swim in the ocean, so already it's going to be amazing, right? I don't know if they've set their course yet. There was a couple of weekends ago, maybe closer to a month, Oceana Triathlon went out to Palau and did some trial runs. So I know they're definitely have at least started the planning process. It's not going to be we'll hope for the best, right? There is a plan in action and a group that is working on it over there. So we should be getting more information and details as it gets a little closer. We do know it is a sprint, and Palau is absolutely beautiful. I have been for school with we were doing a coral reef. We were taking students from NMC over to talk about coral reef restoration and coral reef health and different ways to use technology to monitor it and help it. So it was incredible and beautiful. So yeah, it was going to be a great trip.
We used to have great triathlon series here. We had the Tinian Turquoise Triathlon, the Rota Blue Triathlon, and we had Tagaman here. And we also had Xterra here. Tinian we would leave, they did it two different ways. One was Taga Beach, the other one was Tachonia Beach. But basically you go out and make like an L-shaped pattern. You go out 250 meters, take a left, go out for 500, and then come back in, and there's your 1,500 meter swim. And doing that in Tinian, the water is so clear when you get out that far. And you get the police out there on the jet skis and all that DPS. But I explained it to folks because it's so clear, and it's deep, right? It's deep when you get out there. But it's so clear, I told people, like, it's the closest thing you can get to being able to fly. Because you are looking down, you can see like 60 feet below you, and clearly to the bottom, anything that's swimming around or whatever. It's absolutely amazing to get out there and do that. And when you're talking about swimming in the ocean, it is better. And I like that better than the escape from Managaha. Did you ever do that?
I have not done the official escape from Managaha. I have done the Managaha swim just with some friends, but it is on the race calendar for this year for the swim.
Wow.
The Swim Association. I'm not sure their official name, but their federation put out a calendar, and they're hoping to do it again this year, which I'm excited about.
Do you know what month they planned on doing it?
In a document somewhere, I have it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yay. I'm enjoying waiting for you to find this document. By the way, I'm excited about all this stuff. Just the fact that we're bringing triathlon back into the forefront sounds great. It's a great opportunity. It really features folks getting athletic and fighting all kinds of like NCD issues and all that other stuff. You can pull in folks from all the different sports, people who are just great runners, people who are just great bikers, and people who are just great swimmers, get them all together. The team aspect is fun. You get to get people to sample the different sports to try it a little bit, because if their conditioning is that good, all they need to do is pick up another skill or spend $1 million on a bike. And by the way, that's not even the big thing. You can out-train a bad bike.
I am trying to learn how to bike. That's my weakest spot. But when it comes to bikes, the other thing is you don't necessarily have to have a bike. The Triathlon Association can, if you are, hey, I really want to triathlon, I really want to train as an individual, you can come out and try to qualify. And if you are a specific individual, please reach out to us, and we can try and get you a bike to race. And even for going to Palau, if you're wanting to train for Palau. So bikes can be expensive. I get that. When I first got here, finding bikes were difficult.
No, but even your starter bikes now are better than the bikes like when I started about 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
How old are you?
Oh my God, I'm 50.
Woo!
Yeah, that's right, baby. So I got my first road bike was a GT. I want to say 4000. I think it was a 4000. It was like a silverish, greenish kind of thing. I picked it up from a guy who was leaving, and for about $300. And I rode the hell out of that bike. I mean, I put so many miles on it. It was something. So then, while I was training with it, little by little, I bought a frame and the different components and built another bike, which weighed so much less. And so did I, by the way. And
that helps a lot.
It made a big difference. But all the training that I put on that bike was still awesome. I still like to use it, put on training miles and everything too. So you don't have to do that. And then you don't have to also get the greatest bike for your first bike, right?
Absolutely.
Because you won't understand why you want a better bike until you ride a bike that's serviceable, and you can find out what's better about it. You can build it with the gears, the different components, the way you like it, fit it the way you want it, get the saddle that you want, all that kind of stuff.
And when you're working hard to do something and then you get your bike set exactly how you want it, all of a sudden you feel like you're flying, like, ooh, this is so nice. I rented a bike on a bike trip recently, and I was like, ooh, this is dreamy.
Okay, I got spoiled in New York. I was going there for my brother's wedding, and when we went to go where he was going to take the wedding photo shots and everything, saw people setting up for a triathlon. I'm like, what is this? They're like, oh yeah, it's the Quaker Man. It's like a sprint distance race. I'm like, oh, like what do you do? Yeah, I do these in Saipan. Oh, do you want to race? We'll comp you. I'm like, that's great, but I don't have shoes or a bike or anything. Well, the regional bike distributor is a sponsor, and the owner gave me his bike. $14,000 bike. The thing, it weighed like nothing, and it had the digital gear shifters. And I don't know if you've ever done it. Well, you know when
I'm not in that tax bracket.
All right, so yes, but so these digital things. So like, it's a pretty good upgrade. That digital shifter, the push button, is like a $3,000 upgrade on your bike anyway. And what happens if you don't have that? When you're shifting manually, it's all based on the tension on the cables, right? And then you've got the gears in the front and the gears in the back, and you want to make sure you don't cross shift, meaning like you don't want to be on the outside ring on the front and the inside ring in the back, because there's extra tension just from that extra travel. These move in and out, so no matter what gear you're in, you're always lined up perfectly.
Ooh.
Yes, and
That's
it's amazing.
Dreamy.
It was dreamy. So then he just happened to have the same size shoe as me, so I didn't have to worry about the bike shoe part, and had an absolute dreamy ride. Now, when I showed up the next day to the transition area to sign up, or to get my my little area set, everybody is staring my bike like, oh, this guy's got to be good.
Right?
You know, like,
He's going to crush us.
Little did they know. I was just okay. The other one is, though, the difference in the climate. That maybe that's another piece of this, too, because I could run so much faster when I was doing that in the mainland because it was so much cooler in New York compared to here. I felt like I could run all day, every day. It was like the best thing ever.
Fair, but for training, they say humidity is the poor man's altitude. So it's a really great training tool to help you work hard and your body adapt and adjust. And then when you go other places that are less humid, then it's just extra boost. You perform even better.
That's exactly, I totally loved it. So you looked up the calendar?
Yes. It looks like at the moment, Escape from Managaha is set for May 17th.
Nice.
If it ends up happening, yes. I'm not in charge of that one.
It's still on the if?
Well,
Okay.
I mean, it's on their calendar, but I mean, of course, right, the weather
But that's not
is
you
dependent.
guys.
No, that's not us.
Yeah.
That is just when we were building our schedule up to the triathlon, we tried to avoid other swimming and running events in case those were some of the same people. So maybe not all of them, but we tried to look at Run Saipan, we tried to look at the swim clubs, and tried to find dates outside of those, because those are some of our same people, bike races as well, right? So I don't think I said after April, we have more triathlons. Two more that I want to bring up. May 3rd is our May event, and that one is going to be an Olympic distance because that's after the qualifiers, because we're going to qualify the February 22nd, March 15th, April 5th, and then after those three qualifiers, we'll submit who the top athletes are that are going to Palau, and then we'll spend the next couple of months training for Palau with those guys and girls, those people.
Those people.
Those people. And then our next one will be the Olympic distance, which is, do you know it? Can I quiz you?
Oh, yeah. 1,500, 40, and 20. Or 10.
Yep. Exactly, 40, 10. It's double, right?
Yep.
So a full 1,500, close to a mile swim, and then the 40K bike and the 10K or 6.2 mile run, right? And so that one's going to be a little longer. It's good both for those traveling and training and those, like you said, that want a little bit longer of a race. And even that one, still, we are open to teams with that as well. And then the last one before the mini games is set for June 7th. So we plan to have one each month leading up. And then that's kind of our short-term goal, right? And then after that, we will figure out what the bigger picture is. Right now, it's kind of like the games are coming up quickly, approaching quickly. So that is our focus at the moment. Longer-term goal, you were spot on earlier, is more about bringing people into triathlon because it's fun. Also, like you said, because it's incredible for your health, right? I mean, moving in any sorts, it doesn't have to be triathlon, but moving is great for you, your body, your longevity, all of those really important things.
You know, I badly want to get back into it, but I don't want to do any of the stuff that you guys are doing. I mean by that is like the organizing.
Oh,
I'm
fair.
I just want to enjoy it and like not have any of the stress of doing it. I thought for sure when I was doing all this, I'm like, I'm never going to get out of triathlon. I'm going to be doing it forever because the older I get, the better it's going to be. And because less people do it, so I'm going to win medals. It's going to be awesome. And then I banged up my back a couple times, and then I totally just got out of it. Like biking became a real difficult thing just because of how sore it was. And but now I'm like, oh, you know, it was fun. Maybe I need to get back into it because being out there for the event recently, like, oh man, I remember the joy, the love of getting out to that beach, getting into the water to do that swim, and then transitioning into the bike, and then coming back, and you know, you hear the yeah, go, and then you trying to get through your transition real quick, get onto the run, and get out there. Although I will say, looking at the hill, I'm like, oh my God, that's right. You got to run out of Pow Pow. You got to go uphill right from the start.
You
That
do, but
sucks.
there's always people at Pow Pow cheering. So you have that extra little boost of support of people that are like, yeah, you can do it, which is one of the things I love about triathlon too, is the community. The people that are there at the events everyone's cheering for you. It doesn't matter if you've met them before or not, right? Everyone wants you to do your best. We're all racing. I'm very competitive, so I do like to race against other people, but we're all really racing ourselves, right? And so it's lots of cheers. I usually am giving high fives when I go past people on runs. So it is just a positive experience, whether you're racing or you're having fun. Someone's going to be cheering for you along the way.
Yes, and so I would be competitive, but I wasn't trying to win first place, but I was always trying to beat the guys who were close to me, right?
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so Manny was I think he's 10 years older than me. And so I would beat him in the swim, but then we would do during the week, we would do lunchtime swims. We would go out and swim together, do the tanks and all that. And then he'd catch me on the bike and pass me, and I would try to stay on his tire. And then I would try to have real quick transitions, so I would have
a little lead on him?
Or no, so I could pass him on the run and then try to hold him off at the end. And so it used to be just back and forth with me and Manny. Bike races, he's going to smoke me. And then the swim, I know I could get him. And then for the run is the thing I hated the most. And I hadn't thought about it till this conversation. I hate running. I do know that. But I hate running on its own. But it used to just be the necessary evil of triathlon. All I have to do is get to the run. Once I finish the swim, and that's my warm up. I'm using all upper body mostly, a little bit of kick to keep the legs up, because I'm not gonna need the upper body for the rest of the race. So I can just go heavy, go ham on the freestyle strokes, and then get into the bike and give it a little bit, and then all I have to do is make it to the run because I'm gonna finish, right? That was it. I'm gonna finish, so just kind of lug it out there, and that was it.
But it depends who you are, right? Whatever you're really good at, that's where you're trying to push, right? Some people, that's their swim. They're like, I'm gonna crush everybody out of the swim, and I'm just gonna try and hold on. That's me. I'm trying to, I swim well, and then I'm like, oh, if I can just not let people pass me on this bike for at least half of the bike, it's a win today, right? And I'm gonna try and catch people on the run.
Oh, that's awesome. But how hard are you kicking when you're swimming? Are you full on kicking?
That's a great question. I love swimming. So for when I'm in the water, maybe this is the mermaid in me, but when I'm in the water, it just is very flowy. I just feel so good and light. I tell people all the time, I feel like swimming is like going for a massage because you're weightless, it's off your body, it just feels good. So when I'm in the water, I think logically I try to use more upper body, but my legs are just back there doing whatever. I really can't say. That is something I need to be more attuned to train.
Yeah, and the thing is, I didn't focus on whether or not I'm kicking. When I would talk to people, I'm like, I'm not really kicking at all. They're like, yes, you are, but I don't feel like I am. But in my head, I'm just doing just enough to keep the feet from instead of dragging down or lagging behind, right? So that part of the form. But that was through a whole ton of practice in the pool, which, by the way, that's part of the lease thing that they're doing for the Eland purchase or lease of the Marianas Resort.
Oh, tell me more. I'm not...
redoing the pool up there and making it public. Well, I didn't see making it public, but I know that's got to be it.
I would assume, right?
So yeah, I used to live when I was in 21 years ago in CK at the Coriano. I used to ride my bike from CK up to the pool, and then we would train starting at 5:30 for the swim, and I was about an hour swim, I think. Maybe it was, I can't remember if it was 5 to 6:30. I don't think it went till 7, but it was an hour or hour and a half, and then ride back. So great training, right?
Yeah.
And you're riding out there, it's still dark, you just got your little light on and all that stuff, and that was with that heavier road bike and everything. but it was great training.
And your helmet, right?
Of course.
Always ride with a helmet.
By the
PSA.
way, I will always ride with a helmet because that's what you do if you're serious about it. But I would mock anybody wearing a helmet when I was a kid. Like, as a kid wearing a helmet,
Really?
Yeah, did you ride a helmet with your kid?
I always wore a helmet as
Nerd.
a kid.
You were a nerd as a kid.
No.
But you actually wait. Here's But when I'm not saying that now. Now, like I train my kids to be smart kids too. Like, hey, you're going out, you wear a helmet, like because you're mountain biking or something like that. Someone hits you, whatever. You're wearing a helmet. Like that's it. But when I was a kid, no way. You could not make me wear a helmet, like because that was. But we were BMX bike kind of kids, and nobody wore helmets.
So we actually had this debate at NMC in my office. I think it is dependent upon, after our conversations with everyone in my office, it's dependent upon when you grew up. So when I was in school, I remember as a kid at our school, there was like a bring your bike to school day. And we would like practice using like hand turn signals, right?
Oh my gosh.
And this was at our school. It was just like a fun day at school. And the police came with cones and someone had donated helmets. And so if you didn't come with a helmet, everyone left with a helmet. So helmets just were ubiquitous throughout the kids in our community and you just wore them.
Did you guys skid out on your bikes?
Oh, of course. Do I have scrapes and bruises? I mean, I still do that sometimes.
No. I mean, like where you're riding with
intentionally.
with the coaster brakes, and
coaster brakes. I don't know.
All
about
right,
coaster
so
brakes.
coaster brakes are the brakes like when you're pedaling and as a kid, and there's no hand brakes.
Oh, the backwards
yeah,
braking?
that's the coaster brake.
Oh, yeah. In college, I still did that.
Oh, and then but we would do it because we were cool,
Clearly.
we would be going fast, and then, kick that backwards and then skid out.
Oh, the fishtail.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so skidding out. Definitely went through a few tires trying to be cool. I'm thinking kids. Now, this is not recently, but did you ever put the cards on your spokes so that it could sound like a motorcycle?
I was not that cool.
Oh, well, I mean, like we were like, basically. Oh, well, this will also explain when you grew up, because when we wanted to look cool, even though we weren't, we'd have those candy cigarettes that they sold at the stores. They looked like, instead of Pall Mall, it would be Pall Mall or something like that. And they would be just white candy sugar stuff.
Aren't those illegal now?
Oh, yeah, that's different.
For sure illegal. I think they're still purchasable in like, hey, you're turning 50, here's like candy from your childhood.
Oh my gosh.
That's a thing.
Yeah, so it was definitely a little emphysema starter pack. It just guaranteed you won't get any of the effects of emphysema, but we're getting you ready.
Emphysema and diabetes.
Oh, does smoking
Packed
lead
in
to
one.
diabetic? Oh, the sugar.
No, the sugar,
Oh,
but
yeah.
also smoking does not help with diabetes, no.
I bet it can't.
Smoking doesn't really help with anything.
It does help with dying earlier and painful, right? Not being able to breathe, going upstairs. So that's one of the things that got me to stop smoking was triathlon, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, so like...
That's incredible.
I got here and I got offered, because I was covering sports with the Tribune, and Xterra came to town, and they said, hey, you look like you're in good shape. You want to do it? I'm like, no, because I can't really swim. I didn't, you threw me in a lake, I'm fine, right? But I did not know how to breathe doing freestyle and all that. So I knew what the stroke was, but that was it. So, well, next year, you want to do it, you got a spot. I'm like, no kidding. So, holy crap. So I used it as a regular weekly column that I did called From XL to Xterra, and learning how to swim, doing the swimming stuff, and I realized quickly, I'm not going to be able to breathe when I'm swimming if I'm smoking. So in October of 2004, I stopped, so that by the time March came around, I could really breathe when I'm swimming. And magic, it happened. So, and then I figured out the breathing thing and the stroke and all that stuff, so it all worked out. So
Yeah, our lungs have such an ability to heal themselves, especially if you don't smoke for lots of years. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's incredible. And exercise increases blood flow, so it helps increase healing as well. It's like a 1-2 punch there. I love it.
Well, I need to get 1-2 punching. Maybe since it's triathlon, 1-2 3s,
Yes.
so I can get out there and do this stuff again. But I'm really excited about it that you guys are bringing it back, and I'm looking forward to doing not this weekend, but next weekend.
Next weekend, yep.
All right. So, is there a central place where everybody can find this stuff?
Yes, we have a Facebook page at the moment. Triathlon CNMI is the Facebook page that you can go to. You can send messages on there. We are working on getting our email set up.
This is it right here.
Yeah, you got it. Fabulous. Yeah, so announcements will go out on there. So it'll have both the February 17th, 6:30 p.m. at FOTAM meeting, as well as the February 22nd sprint triathlon at Pow Pow. Start time 6:45. And then it will have all the upcoming races as they get closer on there. And you can reach out there, like I said, if you want to try, or if you need a bike, you want to try the try. I didn't even plan that.
That's so smooth. Well, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Anyone you want to say hey to before we wrap up?
No, I didn't have that planned. Just me. How about to all the other people that are working in the triathlon that have stepped up to help with the board? So we still have Manny and Floor that are helping out, that are helping us with kind of historically what's been happening, how to move forward. We're using a lot of their advice and their past knowledge because at least for me, newbie at organizing anything triathlon. We have Becky that is going to treasure. We have Kathy who is secretarying. Who else do we have? Also, I know Lily's helping out with getting donations for events. We have Shauna and Robin who are also helping with organizing. So all of those people that are willing to step up and help move triathlon forward, we really appreciate.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate it. I'm thankful that you're here and telling us all about it. And we look forward to hearing more about it as we get closer and more events come up. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great.
And we'll see you next Saturday at the triathlon, right?
Yes, I will definitely be there.
Perfect.
All right, so we're going to wrap up today because I know there's a lot more show stuff that we could get to today. But I got more stuff to do today. We got a show coming in here with the Chamber of Commerce and the folks from MARPAC talk about that SESI program. I'm excited about that. Also, we got a Society of Professional Journalists session that's coming up today. We're going to meet with the folks from DYS at 11 o'clock. So it's a busy day for us. So I want to say thanks to you for coming in and being our guest today. And thanks to you guys for watching. And we'll be back again tomorrow morning with more Good Morning Marianas. So have a great day. I hope today's your best one so far.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawamian greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news from a beautiful place with the civic views. It's always so much fun on Good Morning, Marianas.